Hello folks, so we're on day 2 of your countdown to the end of your archery or bow hunting season for white-tailed deer. So day 2 strategy. And again, what I'm doing here is I'm giving you things that have worked for me. Day 2 is a little bit radical. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find an area where I can observe and have a good line of sight on deer, where I've seen deer feeding or other people have seen deer on the properties I'm hunting, and I can zero in on them and sit back and wait for them about 100 yards away. Now, what I like about this is it gets you involved and gets you into the action. Instead of sitting and waiting, you make it happen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at that line of sight. I'm gonna figure out where the travel route is. I'm gonna sit back there, whether I've got binos or not. And when I see deer, that's when I'm gonna take action. I'm going to develop quickly a formula and strategy of where those deer are going to end up and intercept them. Sort of a spot and stalk strategy, and it requires time, patience, and as they say, 60% of the time, it works all of the time. That's to say that it is risky, but the thing is, after sitting in a tree stand or on the ground and freezing your rear end off, it kind of gets your blood pumping a little bit, keeps you warm, and it's a great way to hone your stalking tactics. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly develop a plan. The key to the plan is knowing the terrain I'm using and hunting in. That is absolutely critical. I will box around with the wind in my favor, hopefully, and get ahead of those animals and quickly do a hasty setup. I want to be about a half an hour or so ahead of those animals, calculating the time and space of where and how they're moving. That's also really important. I'm going to sit down on the ground and make sure I'm brushed in, sit down in some cover where I can draw my bow comfortably without a lot of movement. And then more importantly, I'm going to pick 3 shooting lanes, one to my left, one to my right, and one to the center as well. This ensures that when those animals come into view and I start making a play to actually come to full draw, that I know where those shooting lanes are ahead of time. This is all going to happen really quickly. It can be very exciting or it can be a complete failure. And I'm going to give you the caveat. Like I said, with anything bow hunting, you know, it's not all about success. So it took me 5 or 6 times of using this strategy to actually tag out and get a deer, but I've used it over the last 30 years or so really successfully when sitting has been a dud and the deer, I just can't get their pattern down. All right. Just remember, comfort is key too. When I was younger, I used to just plunk down beside a tree or against a fence post, just sort of to blend in with it on my knees. And in my mid-50s, that just ain't happening anymore. So I like a nice, quick folding stool or chair that I'm super mobile with. I can strap on in my pack or carry with me. And it's almost that kind of run and gunning tactics with a stick bow. I hope that helps you tag out, gives you some ideas to break up the monotony and make things happen for you in the last 5 days of the whitetail season. We'll be back out at it tomorrow with my best hunting buddy, my youngest daughter, and we'll see how that goes. Good luck to everyone out there still braving the winter snow. I hope you're tagging out. Cheers.